So today is my first day of weight loss, my weight loss journey. Um, it's one of many that I've been on. I've done some of everything, even down to surgery, where I had the gastric bypass. So, I want to try something different and see how this goes. It's been interesting past 4 to 5 months for me or more with me um, leaving my job of 17 years to go to something that I feel is more fulfilling for me. And even though I have gone through a lot of changes, uh, I still feel that I still have not found, well, not necessarily not found, but I have still trying to find my way, my path. Um, the whole idea of the restaurant, opening a restaurant, even though that is still part of my dream, but I do feel like that there is something else bigger that's calling me, um, and I'm more of trying to figure that out. Um, the spiritual growth that I have gone through, um, learning a lot in the past 4 months or so is something that I have not even thought of um, in a long time. Um, as a child, I was very spiritual um, early on in my life. So to learn, a lot of things that maybe was not even taught, things that you never even heard of. I was being taught by things, and people might think that you're crazy, but you know, I know I had this voice that was leading me at all times. Um, it, from the very beginning, from the time I can remember, and I always thought that it was my imaginary friend. That's what I would call it because I didn't know what else to call it. So it was like that voice was always there, um, guiding me, um, keeping me straight. Some people will call it your conscience. Some people will call it your spiritual guide. Some people will call it God. It doesn't really matter. It's more of how do you feel and what do you believe, and trusting in it because it's truly is part of you, and it's not, you don't have to be ashamed of it. And I think if more people accept it, that they would be in a better place. They're worried about what society's going to say about you. Um, they're going to say that you're crazy, and it's not true. Um, I know I've gone through it a lot, uh, wondering and thinking, am I crazy? Am I uh, hearing things that there's something wrong with me? And then I'll always have to do a check. I'm like, I seem pretty sane. Um, I might have some eccentric things about me, but I'm I seem to be have all everything upstairs working okay. So right now, what I'm going through now, I'm going through multiple things. One, um, Now, I just said earlier, I'm going on this weight loss journey, but at the same time, I'm trying to strengthen my spiritual path, um, learning a lot of things that was taught when I was a child that is taboo. And the more that I learn, the more I realize that those things were uh, taught to you that it was bad because they were afraid. They're afraid of what their true potential could be, that there's something wrong with believing in yourself, and that everything that you do has to be centered around other people or other thoughts. And it's not completely true, but the goal is to help other people, you know, and help them through their times of need. But as they say, you can't help someone else if you're not in the place to help. You have to be recognize the path. You have to go on down that path, and but you have to believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you? It starts with you first. So I'm gonna be doing these. I'm gonna try to do these every day. Um, give updates, um, more in depth on what I'm doing and the things I'm learning. Um, I never. There's one thing I do want to talk about because it has been the center of everything of my change right now, which is uh, what started my spiritual awakening. So I do believe it first started um, August of last year of 2021 when I ended up with COVID. Um, I was at work. I worked majority of my shift, and all of a sudden, I had gotten really weak out of nowhere, and I just felt so bad, and I just started sweating bullets. And I mean, it was like immediate. It wasn't something that just happened um, gradually. It happened like a blink of an eye. Um, so I end up finishing my shift, and then I go home and driving home, and this was the scary part for me. Was as driving home, it was almost like um, I wanted to pass out. Um, I did everything I could to make sure I got home, and I got inside the house. It took every last bit of my strength to get in the house, to just make it into the bedroom, and just basically just fell on the bed and didn't move from that point on for at least 4 hours. Um, Everything was limp. I was, uh, my body was heavy. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't move my head. Um, Next thing I know, I feel like I'm on fire, but I felt like my feet were frozen. Uh, and the first thing I thought about was, do I have the flu? I mean, I've had bad cases of flu before, but this definitely felt different. This was almost like an attack on your body. Um, the other stuff that I've had, like flu or pneumonia, even with pneumonia, it felt it. I mean, it has a certain feel. It was like it felt like a cold. It felt like I just had something, but this felt like something was absolutely attacking you and it was trying to take you out. Um, so I did get a little scared. I ended up falling asleep. I ended up waking up. I ended up had enough strength to try to find a thermometer and then find out that my temperature was like 106. So at that point, I knew that with all the training I've had and, you know, at work or in the media that I had COVID. So, I called my supervisor, let her know, what was going on. Of course, she was concerned. And then, of course, that, I had been around other people. So there's a possibility that they might have been infected too, not knowing where I even got it from. I mean, and I constantly had a mask on. Everywhere I go, I had a mask on, except in the house. So, not really sure exactly, where it came from or how I contracted it, but it did. Those 2 weeks that I was out where I felt like I was fine, but I wasn't, you don't really know until you start to get moving around. And then when you start moving around, it's like, uh, what in the world's going on? The whole room's spinning. All of a sudden I'm weak. But it made me realize through all the stuff that I went through those couple of weeks or so that, you know, nothing here on earth is guaranteed. If you feel like there's something that you can achieve or do more in your life, you should do that because you never know when your time could end. And that was the big fear about COVID, especially when it first came out. People were dying, and at the time they had just came out with the vaccine. You know, and it was might have been a few months, and with me having medical problems, the doctors didn't know if I should take it or not. So I needed to wait and see how the trials go and how it affect other people. So I end up getting my shot, and that might have been one of the things that has saved me because I did have at least one round of my shots. I didn't have the full dose yet, but I did start it before I got it, and you know, I know that things could have been worse than what it was. I didn't end up going to the hospital. I didn't end up staying, but I did go to the hospital. I think twice. Um, but I was never um, on death's bed. Let's put it that way. But it did make me think about it. It's like, you know, there's a lot of things I want to accomplish in life, and there's a lot of things I feel like I need to do. I feel like I have a calling, even though I may not completely know what it is, but I trust that I'm going to get there. Um, so this is what this journey is about, and that was one of the things that sparked it. Um, that I need to do more than just work, come home, and go to work. Come home to my family, be with them. There, there's something more I know I need to do, whether it's for myself or helping other people. So, I'm going to be doing, plenty more of these. But, this is just a start, um, the start of my journey. And I'm going to continually update you guys on what I'm doing and, my thoughts and feelings about certain things. and maybe we can build community and we can all have a group discussion about you know where is everybody's life going right now. How do you feel your life is right now and what you want to do? Everybody has a purpose, and I know that everyone could fulfill their purpose. So, with me saying that, I'm going to end this right now, and um, I hope everybody has a good day, and I will talk to you later.